And good morning, traders. Welcome back to NeelyFX. My name is Michael Neely, and this is the channel where we talk about foreign exchange trading, prop firm trading, building EAs for MetaTrader 4, MetaTrader 5, and all those fun things. Today is Wednesday, April 22nd, and it's time to go over the daily Forex update that I do daily, except on Saturdays. I stopped doing them on Saturdays because it was just redundant and just kind of Sunday has more information in it. But at any rate, let's just go ahead and get started with what we do here. First, we are putting money at risk, so we need to talk about that. So here's our risk disclosure because you need to know about these risks. This channel is for educational and entertainment purposes only and does not constitute trading or financial advice. I'm a professional trader, not a broker, trading my own capital. I do not solicit funds, manage client accounts, nor do I hold CFTC or NFA registration at this time. I have held NFA registration in the past. Foreign exchange trading is highly speculative with a high risk of losing some or all of your investment capital. Only trade at the funds you can comfortably afford to lose. And here's the CFTC risk disclosure. Forex trading carries a high degree of risk and may not be suitable for all investors. The high degree of leverage can work against you as well as for you. Before trading Forex, consider your investment objectives, experience, and risk appetite. You could sustain a loss of some or all of your investment capital. So with that, let's go ahead and see what's going on today. Let's start off with my, I need to change my picture on that. I don't look like that anymore. With my MQL5 profile, this is where I have stuff. This is where I have two expert advisors that are available for purchase. I'm going to be releasing a couple more, hopefully over the week. I'm going to get a couple more of them out. We also have Trading Forex for Profit. This is my platform that I'm building to for me to manually put my prices in and then also crunch some numbers and see what's working, see what's not working as far as strategies and everything, and then that way we can go from there. Seems that I've got my background is flashing on and off. Oh well, we won't worry about that. Besides that, we have, let's see what's going on today in the Forex world. One, Iran is reporting signs of a potential U.S. move to lift the blockade. Yeah. I trust Iran's information like I trust China's information or North Korea's information. I don't. So I don't think that's true. But at any rate, I have heard that the United States is under a lot of misinformation attacks from the Middle East. I've been set up to do that for 20, 30 years. But at any rate, let's go on. We had the British CPI come out at about the same as it was, so it's not really going to affect anything. Looks like a pretty flat day if you're just scanning across the top of this so far. So with that, let's go to the I'm going to build one of these of my own too. I think these are cool. Market Milk baby pips. These are the currency meter, currency strength-o-meter, as it were. We have the Pacific Rim on top with the New Zealand, the Kiwi, and the Aussie on top. The Canadian, the British pound are about equal. After that, the Japanese yen, the euro, and the dollar, and the U.S. dollar are about all the same. Interesting. And then the Swissy is on the bottom. With that, let's go ahead and go here and see what kind of. Oh yeah, I forgot to go do this. Risk on. Another cool thing about baby pips is they have the risk on, risk off meter, which is kind of cool. I need to kind of take that apart and figure out how they're doing that. I can't take it apart. Let's say leave their JavaScript exposed in the browser, but I don't think that's a JavaScript function. Oh well. It's going down to neutral. It's reporting right on risk on and neutral. So it's not going to be a gangbuster day today. We don't really have any big news coming out. The blockade is still intact from what I understand. I mean, no one keeps me secretly informed of all these things. But this is where we're standing today with the US 10. We'll start with the US 10, which is the primary driving force behind the currency trade for the United States and the rest of the world. 10 years is really what we're looking at. And they're all coming down, come to think of it. Look at that. Well, I mean, it's green, but it's not really going anywhere. It's up, down, it's smack dab in the middle, right at 4.29%, which is alarmingly high considering pre-COVID rates were about 1.2%, something like that. So if you want to know why inflation is high, look at this. This is why right here. Because pre-COVID, we'll go back to weekly, this is where inflation comes from. And here we have the look at that. We're at March 2018, and you saw how far I had to go down in order to find it. 3.2% in 2019 was about as high as it got, and then it came crashing down after rate cutting, and back up. Rate cutting, and then that's when everyone lost their minds with COVID. So we're going to go here and go back to our dailies and work on that, because not as near as interesting. Oh, where'd it go? Oh yeah, it's way up here. So this is the US 10. This is where all of our inflation, and it's already come down since I did that experiment of looking where it was before COVID. So let's go down to the DXY, see what's going on here. DXY looks like we might have a price rejection right here at 98.4, 98.4. So we could start seeing some dollar weakness. Pound versus the euro, or euro versus the pound. If you're trading the pound versus the dollar or the euro versus the dollar, this is something that you want to keep in mind. Let's see. It looks like the pound is winning today. So winning is higher than the euro right now, and of course that can always change. Although there is a lot of room for this to move down to about here, to around 86.25. So we'll see if that continues. Euro versus the dollar, right there, looking like we might, again, this is pretty much the inverse of the DXY. So we're going to see a part where we might see a reversal candle here. Who knows? We might start seeing the euro versus the dollar run. British pound versus the dollar. This is where you want to be on dollar weakness. It tends to run harder than the euro versus the dollar, but it's also jumpier than the euro. It's a little bit less liquidity, so it's going to be a little bit jumpier than the euro versus the dollar. So to pick whichever one works best on dollar weakness, but those are my preferences for dollar weakness. Again, my opinions, not trading advice. We have the dollar versus the Swiss franc. And if you've watched financial YouTube channels for a while, you know what that means. Swissy, way down here, and again, looking like it might have a reversal to it. Don't know why, because, well, unless Swissy's lower than the dollar, and lower than the pound and the euro, then that would transpire into that, into a rally for the dollar versus the U.S. dollar chef. U.S. dollars versus the Swissy. Dollar versus the yen. Wow, this has gotten super boring. And the U.S. dollar versus the yen does this. It just gets super boring, and it just starts trading in a really tight range. Right now, the range has been going on for quite some time now, between 158.68 and we'll call it 159.46. So it's not really going anywhere. I would stay out of that right now unless you get into a really tight mean reversion range. You get into the 15-minute chart and see if you can trade it on a mean reversion strategy. So that's an idea. That's just where there are no breakouts. The price always returns to the middle, returns to the mean or to the average. Dollar versus the yen. Looks like it's going to go somewhere, and then it doesn't. So I would be very leery of that as a top. I'd see that as a top at 215.66, because there's not really any catalyst to make anything go up that high unless Japan's cuts rates or collapses, one of the two. Could do either one. Because with the debt to GDP ratio of 236%, let's go back to that. Trading NYMEX.com. We have countries, Japan, debt to GDP is 237%, which means they have well been outspending what they bring in. During COVID, it was 258%, so they're kind of getting down, but still, they're spending 2.3 times more than their government is taking in, which is not good. Which they're the catalyst for modern monetary theory, and that's where all the proponents are, and I don't think it's a good idea. Oh well, moving right along. Euro versus the yen, we have it just kind of hanging out there at about 187.3. Again, not a candidate for trading. Looks like it's going to bounce right here. Not sure if it will, but like I said yesterday, it looked like a catalyst for a bounce yesterday, and then decided to change its mind today. So the euro versus the CAD is a very light volume. It's light volume compared to the euro versus the dollar, which is the heaviest traded currency in the world, or currency pair in the world. So it's going to be very jumpy. But if you can, these patterns are clear, but when you get to the 4 hour, 1 hour, they're less clear and they're more jumpy, and it will tend to freak you out. So get ready for some big drawdowns if you're going to trade the dollar versus the CAD. CAD versus the yen. Up and just kind of hanging out at 116, not really going anywhere. Crude oil, just hanging out at $90 a barrel. We don't want it to see it at $90 a barrel, but then again, let's look at during 2022, the weekly high close was 122.33, and way back here in 2008, it was up to 145.29. Now, what do those 2 years have in common? 2022 was very, very high inflation, and 2008 was right after the Great Recession, or began on December 2007. Let's see, Aussie versus the dollar right here. Again, it looks like it's topping out right there at 217 or at 71.7, or consolidating. It could be consolidating. So if it's consolidating, you could see a breakout one way or the other. Which direction? We're not sure yet. Let's see. Gold is hanging out at, it's kind of slipping a little bit on 47.50. We'll see if that rallies more. It's going to rally with as peace breaks out in the Middle East. It's going to rally more because governments will realize that they're in a deep mess, and gold is going to start going up as governments go back to buying gold for their central banks. Platinum, at least that's my opinion. That's my reason for the catalyst is thinking that. Platinum up to 2084, kind of creeping up a little bit. Palladium, again, up 2.9%, not going up. It's kind of outpacing gold right now, 0.62% going up. Silver going up 77, slipped yesterday. It did. Slipped down to 76 from 80, or so close to 80, 79.8. So lost a couple of dollars yesterday, starting to gain it back today. Let's see what the software sector did just for kicks. Software sector index was down. I mean, up. As the green is up. It's 0.44%. Not really a whole lot to write home about, and not really anything to write home about as far as winners and losers go. It's kind of a mixed bag. GoDaddy is not part of that average, but I don't think. I'd have to look at it again. They're up 1.1%. Adobe, which is part of that average, down. NVIDIA, down 1%. That's unusual, but see what NVIDIA stock is doing. This is the one that made everybody rich. So it's made a lot of people rich. Look at that. So around it here was when Congress decided to pass the AI Act, or whatever they did, and that drove the price up dramatically, and options on that paid out handsomely. But here we have the Upwork right underneath that, and it's not going anywhere, nor should it. Let's see if we've got any fun news on Upwork. See what this is. Oh, that's their stuff. Yeah, starting to see revenue peter out a little bit, because who's paying for this? No, I'm not. I used to. Full disclosure, I've had worked on Upwork for about 10 years as a developer, but no more. But at any rate, that's what we've got going on now. That is about all I've got for today. Salesforce. Let's go back up to the fun stuff. Let's go back up to the DXY and see what's going on there. And that is about all I've got for today. Not a whole lot happening today. Everyone's sitting back and watching the Iran thing going on, Iran conflict, and seeing if that's going to resolve today. Misinformation, I regard that as misinformation, that that the U.S. is about to lift the blockade for no reason. But who knows? Maybe in in some universe that'll happen. But at any rate, that's all I've got for today. You guys have a great one. Happy trading. If you like this video, then hit the thumbs up button. If you want to know when I put out more of these videos, then hit the subscribe button. And lastly, if you want to talk to me directly, then hit the comment section, and I'll be happy to comment with you as soon as I get the little blue flash that still drive me nuts. Oh yeah, as soon as I get the notification, I will comment back to you. So you guys have a great one. I'll talk to you later. Bye.